This is a Snape thing.
This is a Snape thing.
Yeah. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Turn the TV series into the mystery that the books were.
Because you don't know who did it until you know who did it. And then you're like, oh my god.
Is the Harry Potter TV series going to be a raging success or not? I'm Izzy.
And I'm Garcia.
And welcome to Informally Informed. Okay, so they're doing a new Harry Potter TV series.
I'm aware you've spoken to me about this every day since it's been released.
Not quite every day.
Well, every time we talk, you mention it at least once or twice.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I read the Harry Potter books once as a child, and since then I know it inside and out because of you.
You've read it several times. You told me you've read it more than once.
No, I've read it. I've read them once. I've seen the films once or twice. I've got a fairly good memory for literacy, not a memory for anything else. But yeah, go on.
Okay, so there's been obviously a lot of controversies surrounding casting, surrounding how accurate it's going to be, various reasons. So I thought I'd go through a couple of them. Okay. Obviously, they've cast most of the main characters by now.
Mm.
They've cast Cornelius Fudge.
Yes. Who's been cast as Cornelius Fudge?
Some dude.
All right, okay.
They've cast Lucius Malfoy.
Yep, I saw that.
Who is, funnily enough, one of Jerome Flynn's brother.
Oh, yeah, we discussed this, yes.
Yeah.
And Jerome Flynn famously was in the Game of Thrones.
He played Bronn in Game of Thrones.
Yes, he
His
did.
brother, and he looks similar.
Yeah, they do, but this brother's better looking.
They've also cast Hermione's mother,
Oh, have they?
Sarah.
Okay.
And if you're going, I didn't know Hermione's mother was called Sarah.
I didn't.
Well, it is now.
Well, I knew she had parents.
I guess they just decided that was what they were going to call it. But here's the thing. None of those characters are in the Philosopher's Stone book.
Mm.
So they're not in the book.
Yeah.
They've cast Narcissa Malfoy, but she is in the Philosopher's Stone book. But Lucius doesn't come into it in the second one. Neither does Fudge. Neither do Hermione's parents. Catherine Parkinson as Molly Weasley. Always a good shout.
Yes, we discussed this, and
Yeah.
amazing. She was in the IT crowd.
Yeah.
Or as people call it, the IT crowd. But I didn't even know that people called it that until I saw that Movie Flame thing, and he was like, the IT crowd. It's the IT crowd.
Americans call it the It Crowd.
Alright, well.
Another thing I'm not happy about, Bhavati Patil.
Oh, yeah, because they're not twins.
They're not twins.
It's one person.
It's one person.
But technology's great now, so they'll just duplicate her.
Although, fun fact, I was in work the other day, and I was talking to somebody about Mean Girls, and he was like, it's got what's her name in it? And I went, Lindsay Lohan. And he was like, yeah, the twin. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
God.
And then he went, she's a twin. And I was like, are you referring to the Parent Trap? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, she plays the same.
Yeah,
she plays both characters. She's not a twin. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't realise that that's something people didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Lindsay Lohan, if you grew up in the early 2000s, you'll know Lindsay Lohan and Lohan and all the shit that she did. So, a twin was never mentioned.
But to be fair, he's from Eritrea, so
Fair.
Maybe he's not up on, American pop culture, and neither should we be, but we are. Anyway, Patil twins. In the movies, they cast non-identical people. Mm. They're supposed to be identical. Mm. And obviously Padma is not in it a whole lot, but she's still there. She's still in it. So maybe they're going to do the whole she plays both characters, which I hope they do, because they're supposed to be identical twins. And this is the thing. The TV series has advertised itself as a book-accurate retelling of the story.
Yep.
If they hadn't have done that, fair play. The movies never did that. But they have.
This is a Snape thing.
This is a Snape thing.
Yeah.
You knew where I was going.
I did know where you were going.
Don't like it. I don't think it's accurate. And, it's not like...
Snape's black, by the way. The character that they've cast, the person that they've casted for Snape.
He has one of the most accurate descriptions. And it's not like other his physical description is a lot of the time what other characters, it informs how other people treat him. quite a lot in the books. So you can't be like, oh, I don't like that guy because of the way he looks, and then have a black guy character. Like it throws off the entire dynamic.
I guess
It throws up and also don't forget, Snape is somebody that grew up in poverty with an abusive father, who was bullied throughout high school, leaves, joins a gang.
Yeah, I guess it is a gang. Yeah, but I guess that I think we both saw a thing and they were like, I hope they don't turn it into they don't like him because of his race, because that's a whole other thing.
But that's tough shit, because that's how people are gonna
interpret
it. There are, if you have James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter bullying Snape and only Snape, then people are gonna be, oh, it's because he's black. James Potter was not racist. He was an arsehole when he was younger, but he wasn't a racist. And then what about Neville having, the teacher he fears most being... That was out of context in the movies, because you don't see a lot of the bullying that Snape does to Neville in the books. But even so, and then, James Lily picking a white man over Snape, there's loads of connotations that you could interpret from that.
Fun fact, Neville's my favourite character. Book and TV show. Neville's my favourite, because he had the most growth.
And also, it's not like Papa Sayadu is particularly ugly.
No, he's a good-looking man.
Snape's supposed to be ugly.
Yeah, atrocious looking with a long nose.
Pasty. Bat-like. Hooked nose. Bent over, hunched. Permanent scowl on his face.
To be fair, Alan Rickman, R.I.P.
wasn't either. I've never liked the casting of Alan Rickman as Snape. But they changed his character. And he's 30 years too old. At least Papa Sayadu is the right age.
Because Snape's supposed to be the same age as James.
31.
Because they all went to they were in the same year.
They were in their early 30s. Harry's parents were 21 when they died. They were 20 when they had Harry. So Snape should only be in his early 30s. They all should in the first book. So yeah, not a fan. And not a fan of the way that if you don't like the casting, it suddenly makes you racist.
That's it? Who said that?
All of, it's been online and... Jason Isaacs said that.
Oh,
who plays Lucius Malfoy.
Lucius Malfoy said that.
Yeah, he came out and said that he didn't like the fact that all these racist fans were coming out saying they didn't like Papa Sayadu as black, being cast as Snape.
To be fair,
J.K. Rowling said something similar.
You're my North Pole on the Harry Potter stuff, so I've not heard this, but it wouldn't surprise me because the internet's full of people. People are ourselves.
Yeah, and again, it's supposed to be a faithful adaptation. All the characters to race swap, I mean, come on.
I think the mistake they made was when they said it was supposed to be book accurate. That's the mistake. Because they've not done that.
It's also wokery. There's a lot of wokery involved with the whole race swapping thing. Because you cannot say, well, maybe they just cast the right person for the job. Maybe he was just the best person for the job. So it's just poor coinky-dink that the people they got to play Ron and Molly just happened to have ginger hair. It was the best role for the job, but it was just a happy coincidence. Or maybe, just maybe, they took appearance into consideration when casting them.
Or maybe
like they did with the
wasn't...
person who played Harry, who's got dark
maybe
hair.
The people that went for the audition, in terms of the acting, they weren't very good. They might fit the description, but weren't...
Really?
Listen, I don't know.
I think that's a stretch.
It's guessing. Well, so is
that's
the other
a real
thing.
Stretch.
That's also a stretch. I mean, there's no proof of it, so it's all a stretch. It's all just
based on my experience on other TV shows and other things that have gone down a similar route. Anyway, not happy, and not happy about the fact that if you don't like the casting decisions, like if everybody had kicked off and gone, well, why have they cast Ron as somebody that's not ginger? But nobody would accuse them of hating gingers.
True, but just like with the Lord of the Rings TV show that happened, where people didn't like the casting, people just didn't watch. Yeah. So I guess I don't
think that's going to happen here.
Do you not? A lot of people love Lord of the Rings. I've never managed to sit through the movies because they're just too long, but I've read the books.
I will be watching this Harry Potter TV series.
I'll be watching just because I know you're going to ask me questions or try and talk to me about it, and I need to know what it is that you're talking about. That's the only reason I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching it. no matter what they do with the casting, no matter what they would do with anything, I'll be watching it. Okay, so the things that I want to see.
Go on.
I'm also not happy about the fact that they're using the same Great Hall set that they used in the movies.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Where was that filmed? Somewhere in Oxford.
Leavesden.
Yeah.
They're using the same studios. If they're going to reinvent, they need to reinvent. Because the woman who's producing it, she did his Dark Materials BBC adaptation.
Oh, okay.
And that was fantastic.
That was good.
That was really good. So that's what made me think.
That was a David Tennant one, the BBC production. Or was that the
David
Amazon
Tennant
one?
wasn't in it.
Who was in the BBC? I saw that.
James McAvoy.
What am I thinking about? David Tennant and
It wasn't
Anyway,
his
go on.
Dark Materials. David Tennant wasn't in that. It was James McAvoy. So I'm hoping for, and again, I'm slightly concerned about the fact that they're casting actors to play characters that aren't in the first book, unless they're scenes that we know happen off page, that they're just bringing onto page. I'm fine with that.
They'll have to, because they'll have to fill it out.
They'll have to fill out especially the first two, even the first 3 series, they're going to have to fill out with fluff. And that's what they did with Game of Thrones, actually. They had, a lot of the episodes were 45 minutes, and then when they were told that they had to increase it to an hour, they then had to put in a lot of add scenes. And a lot of the scenes that they added turned out to be some of the best scenes. Like that scene where Cersei sits down with the king in season 1, I can't remember his name. And
Baratheon.
Baratheon. I can't remember his first name. And says, starts asking questions about Lyanna. And he goes, "You've never asked about her before now. Why now?" That scene was only added because they had time to fill. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
How long are the episodes supposed to be?
Don't know.
Okay.
They're 6 episodes.
6 episodes in a season? That's a very short season.
So I'm hoping they're going to be an hour long. But this is the problem with the Harry Potter books and doing 1 per season. I think 6 episodes, an hour long for the first 3, fine. But when it gets to 4 onwards, you need to be putting it up to like 10 hours.
Oh, yeah, because
10
once we
episodes.
get to the Half-Blood Prince... No, once we get
Goblet
to the Goblet of Fire, Goblet of Fire, there's going to... Because so much happens in the Goblet of Fire, they're going to have to pad it out. They're going to have to.
They're going to have to increase it to hopefully 10 episodes. And it's also got one of the largest influxes of cash. I think it's even beaten Game of Thrones in terms of the budget they've got.
Oh, really?
It's one of the highest budgeting TV programs ever.
See, I started doing the Game of Thrones tours around Europe, and I'm hoping that it... Well, I know you anyway. So go on, I know you.
Okay, so obviously the things that I want to see, I'll start with an obvious one. Peeves.
Yes. 100%. Because he had a big role in the books that they don't... It's already
just for that scene where he's trying to cause chaos with Umbridge, and he's trying to unscrew the chandelier, and McGonagall walks past and goes, "It unscrews the other way." Just for that scene. Oh, and the scene where Fred and George leaves.
Yeah. Do you know, is her name Winky? I want to see Winky because of the storyline there. Obviously, it's a bit more adult focused because she was an alcoholic.
That's my next...
Oh, is it?
That's my next point. I put adult themes, alcoholism, dash. This is, have it in my notes. Trelawney and Winky. Because Professor Trelawney,
also an alcoholic.
In keeping with the adult themes, I've also put, I want to see some of the physical fights. Now, you don't have to make them as bloody as they were in the books. But, the scene in Chamber of Secrets where Lucius and Arthur have that standoff in the bookshop. In the movies, they just have a sternly worded conversation. In the books, Arthur throws himself at Lucius and beats him to a pulp in the store.
Oh, can I just add to that? Because I also want to see... The theme is basically around, like, the issues with Harry, Hermione, and Ron when they're in the tent. And Ron is having serious jealous spells and all the... I want to see the build-up of the jealousy. I don't want it to just come out of nowhere, because in the books, it doesn't come out of nowhere. It starts back in Goblet of Fire, and then works it. No, actually, for me, it starts in probably Chamber of Secrets, and then it builds its way. In the films, it didn't show any build; it just kind of happened, and it happened out of nowhere. And also, I don't want them to make Harry Potter useless.
Okay, on the Ron thing, I don't agree.
Okay.
Because in the books, in the movies, if you watch the last movie and he's watching them going off into the woods together and all this kind of stuff, none of that happens in the books.
No.
You can
but
also
the tent
kind of
scene does.
yeah. Although phrased slightly differently, but yeah. It's almost like he's got a reason to be jealous. Whereas in the books, it's pretty obvious that it's all just in one's head.
Yes, but it started in the Goblet of Fire. Didn't just start of now in the films they messed that part up with the whole...
I mean he gets jealous over Crumb.
But they didn't show the in the films they didn't show the... I didn't feel like they gave enough time to like how it came about and the jealousy around that and where it began, because he's a teenage boy.
You mean Ron and Hermione's relationship they didn't give enough time to?
They didn't give enough time to it.
I would agree with that. Because Ron basically outright tells Harry in Half-Blood Prince that he's interested in Hermione, but he doesn't know how to go about doing that. And there's obviously a lot more build-up with Ron and Hermione in Half-Blood Prince.
That's what I mean. I want the build-up.
Right, I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about the build-up of jealousy between Harry and Hermione specifically.
No.
Right.
I don't want it to just come out of nowhere. They left out too much.
Same with Harry and Ginny.
Oh, definitely 100% same with Harry and Ginny.
I would like them to make it, I know this is like really I don't think this is a big ask, but writers of the new Harry Potter TV series, if you're listening to that, please, for the love of God, give Ginny any form of personality, just anything.
She has actual interest in the book. In the film, she's just there.
Yeah. And the Harry and Ginny relationship's one of the best relationships, I think, in the books, and they completely butchered it in the movies.
I also think that they should start taking it from a bit of fan fiction, because I read a lot of Harry Potter fan. We've discussed this, and I want Hermione. I know it's not going to happen because it's fan fiction, but I want Hermione and Fleur to get it on like Donkey Kong.
That made Sirius and Remus all the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sirius and Remus.
I'm not being funny, but they do give Harry a joint Christmas present.
They do. Yeah.
Okay, I want more morally grey characters. The bit where Harry beats up Malfoy, leave it in. The bit where Hermione kidnaps Rita, leave it in. All these things where the main characters do morally ambiguous things, and even when some of the bad characters do morally ambiguous things, but they don't really.
Not really. Well, Bellatrix does. Well, no, she's out and out evil.
No, she's out and out evil. Narcissa, you can make the argument. Because of, she loves his son. And I didn't like the fact that they implied in the movies that Lucius, that Draco Malfoy had grown up in some sort of abusive household.
He didn't.
That's not true. And they make reference, like, Lucius makes comments to Malfoy in the movies that implies that he speaks to him in a certain way, or that he's considered lesser than, or he's a particularly strict parent. That's not the case. The Malfoys loved Draco very, very much.
He was their only son.
He was their only son. They loved him. They treasured him. They would never
abuse him. His mum was
him.
kind of obsessed with him because she loved him so much.
In a similar way to Cersei Lannister.
Yes, in a similar way. But also...
And they implied that Lucius is somehow like abusing his child, and that's why Draco was the way
Draco
that he is.
was spoilt in the books.
He was spoilt, and that's why he was the way he was. Yeah.
Not because of abuse, like...
I want the torture scenes to be done right.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to actually show what the Cruciatus Curse can do. I want them to leave in that scene where Bellatrix tortures Neville.
I mean, as you know, my favourite book is The Prisoner of Azkaban. I want them to show what happens in Azkaban. I don't want them to... They kind of just showed one scene. I remember the scene in the movie because it made me so angry where...
They left out all the good bits.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it was when they showed just the what do you call them? Not Death Eaters, what are they called? Dementors. Circling around Harry's uncle.
Godfather, Sirius.
Godfather, Sirius. Oh, of course, how can I forget Izzy's cat's name is Sirius. That's all they showed when he was breaking out. They didn't show any of the things that actually happen in Azkaban. And it was discussed quite a bit in the books.
Yeah, and also Hermione was in that scene in the books.
Yeah, she was. And she's not anywhere near it in the films.
And I want them to give the line back to Ron, if you want to kill Harry, you'll have to kill us too. I want them to show Hermione's flaws and to give Ron and Harry their respective strengths back, because everything was taken away from them and given to Hermione.
As I said, I don't want Harry Potter to be useless.
I don't want Ron to be useless either.
The books are called the Harry Potter books, and in the movies, he doesn't really do
a lot
much.
of the stuff, a lot of the ideas and the plans and all the stuff that Harry comes up with
were given to Hermione. But a random one. I want the magical creatures to actually have their time on screen. The centaurs.
I want the centaurs to look like actual
centaurs.
Humans with horse bottom halves. Not this weird kind of CGI thing that they did in the movie. I want the werewolf to look like a goddamn wolf.
It looked weird. It looked like a horror movie.
I don't understand why they do that.
Yeah. And do you know what I did like from the films? The Whomping Willow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a random one.
But also Crookshanks, can we have her tapping the knot and letting them all into the tree, as opposed to this really weird fight scene that they have with the tree, which is just so completely unrealistic?
Yeah, and I want them to, I mean, if they've got to fill it out, because they do have to fill it out, I want them to explore Hagrid.
Yeah.
I want them to show, like, at least give us a little bit of flashback to when Hagrid was in the freaking school that I can't remember the name of.
Hagrid.
Yeah.
School.
Which school do they go to?
Hogwarts.
Yes. So when Hagrid was in Hogwarts, I want a flashback.
They
of
had
what
one
happened.
flashback.
They did, but it was nowhere near enough, and I want them to explore his family. I want them to, if they're gonna fill it out, they've got to pull in filler. You might as well make it interesting.
We learn a lot about Hagrid in the books, and we're told about it, so be interested to see it. And I think there should be a lot of flashbacks.
And that's the thing; it's a telling and not showing. It's a TV show. Show me.
I want the deaths done right. That's a big one.
Okay.
And I want them. I understand it's difficult in movies because you can only really form an attachment to like the main three characters. Because if you put in for everybody else, then obviously that's time that you just don't have it in the length of a movie. But I want them to bring in all these characters that get their screen time, so that you get attached to them, so that when they die, you feel it more.
I want Cedric Diggory's death for there to be a build up to what a good guy he was, as opposed to just being told.
Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I mean. I want them to show what a good guy he was, as opposed to just being told. Because he appears in the first book.
No,
does he not?
He appears in the third book.
And he's mentioned though.
He's mentioned in the third book. That's the first time he comes in his book. So it's in two books. He's in the third and the fourth. And his first act, actually, because the first time Harry meets Cedric is when they're playing the Quidditch game, when the Dementors come. That scene's in the movie, just doesn't have Cedric in it. And Harry falls off his broom, and then he wakes up in the hospital and his broom's flown into the Whomping Willow. That's the scene in the movies. In the book, the Hufflepuff Seeker is Cedric Diggory. And Fred and George said that when Harry's in the hospital bed, that Diggory went up to the referee and asked for a rematch because he didn't think it was fair. And Madam Hooch was like, no, they won fair and square. But that's the first time Cedric's really mentioned. Obviously, you see him because Harry plays a Quidditch game with him. But they then say that he's gone off and he's done this. So they are showing that he's a good character in the books.
If they're filling it out, though, because for me, the part of the Goblet of Fire where he dies, obviously, it's not a secret. It's films and books, been out for a long time. And his dad is shouting, "Oh, my baby." You know, I want them to show him having had more impact than what he has.
And in the books, they do a very good job of that, because when Harry first meets Amos Diggory's saying, "Oh, my son beat Harry Potter at Quidditch." Not many people could say they've done that, you know. But the main thing that I think is really going to add is to turn the TV series into the mystery that the books were.
Yes, the whodunit.
the whodunit.
Yeah, the Voldemort of it all.
The Harry Potter books, I mean, obviously they've got great nuanced characters. They've got, just the right amount of romance. They've great world building, great fantasy, great overarching plot. But the thing that keeps people invested and the thing that kept people reading, like kids would pick up Harry Potter books, they'd vanish for like a week, never leaving their rooms. They just read and read and read. And the way that she managed to get that to happen was because she'd ask a question that people were desperate to know the answer to, and then you'd have to wait, or you'd pick up clues here and there about all these various different bits, and then right at the end all the clues would tie together in a big knot, and you go, oh my god, did not see that coming. And the twists and the turns, all that kind of thing.
Because I remember being shocked when they showed, do you remember when Harry goes to the Black family mansion and they show the world of, and what's his name, Regulus is burnt out. No, Sirius is burnt out, but Regulus is there. And then what's the house elf called? Creature then goes on to explain what happened in the end, but you don't find that out in the same
until 2 books later.
Yeah, in the same book. So I'm like, I want a bit more build up to the things.
So little Easter eggs, like in Order of the Phoenix, after the Dementor attack, Harry tries to explain to the Dursleys that it was the Dementors. Yeah. And then Vernon says, what are those? Then Aunt Petunia goes, they guard the wizard prison Azkaban. And everyone just looks at her like, how did you know that? And then Petunia says, oh, I heard that awful boy telling her about them years ago. And then Harry says, if you mean my mum and dad, I don't just understand why you can't use their names. Fast forward 2 books to the Prince's Tale. You're in Snape's memory, and Aunt Petunia's hiding behind the bushes, listening to Snape telling Lily about the Dementors guarding Azkaban. So that was the moment where you go, she wasn't talking about Harry's dad, she's talking about Snape. But you don't know that she ever met Snape at that point. Like, little things like that are very well done. And I've used Goblet of Fire as an example in terms of the amount of mystery. So if I take the books, right, the mysteries in the books, like, where is Bertha Jorkins? What happened to her? Is she still alive? Who were Fred and George blackmailing? Who put Harry's name in the Goblet of Fire?
Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Why is Ludo Bagman trying to help Harry win? Who conjured the Dark Mark? In the movie, you know who conjured the Dark Mark because you see him do it. In the books, you've got no idea until the end, right? Why is Barty Crouch too ill? This guy's never called a day sick in his life. He's too ill to continue going to work, but he's not ill enough to be sneaking around the castle at night because Harry's seen his name on the what's going on there, right? Why is Harry's scar hurting? What's this ominous build-up that you can feel in the pit of his stomach? In the movies, who put Harry's name into the Goblet of Fire? And even then it wasn't a big thing because there's only really like 1 or 2 people it could possibly have been, because they took out Winky, they took out Ludo Bagman, they made all the characters that it could have been seem well less sus.
Yeah, I want the mystery, because the Harry Potter series is essentially a mystery book. I consider it a bit of a thriller, because you don't know who did it until you know who did it, and then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, the twists, the turns, some of the plot twists in Harry Potter, like, it was the rat. What? I remember reading that for the first time going, oh my god, what a plot twist. Right? And the fact that it was Barty Crouch Jr. at the end of #spoilers at the end of Goblet of Fire, I'd be like, oh my god, this guy's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, he was supposed to be dead. Yeah. I remember the end of Philosopher's Stone, the movie, thinking, why has that happened like that? I didn't like the Philosopher's Stone book is only very small as well. It's very thin. It's the thinnest one. So I don't understand how it is that they added in so much that shouldn't be there. They didn't really need to, for me, in the movies.
And Chamber of Secrets is actually the longest movie, but it's the second shortest book.
Yeah. Anyway, something to consider.
And I just want to add as well, I don't want the latest seasons to have this weird kind of dark yellow glow about them. Like, a lot of the movies, if you watch them, just look dark and empty and soulless. Like, even the school, if you compare like the earlier, like Lupin teaching the kids about boggers for the first time, if you compare that to the first potions class in Half-Blood Prince, just the colour. You have to like squint to watch a lot of these scenes because they're just so dark.
I'm taking your word for it because I don't remember. I didn't like them, so I didn't rewatch them. Yeah, didn't like the way they were done.
That's it. That's my what I think.
Her analysis. Is he a spoken? Make it happen, writers.
Exactly. Let me know what you guys think about Black Snape. Let me know what you want to keep in and what you don't want to keep in.
I love that. That's just how we're doing it now. Black Snape. Let me know what you think about the Patel twins just being not twins. Even though there are so many twins in the world, this is such a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, I love a ginger, so I'm hoping that they do the family well, the Weasleys.
I think Bill they will.
They have to bring in Bill Percy.
They've cast Charlie, I believe.
Oh, right, okay.
But he is in the first book.
Yeah,
and he wasn't in any of the movies. So, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well.
And we'll see you in the next one, guys.
Yes, we will. Ciao for now, brown cows.
Ciao for now, white cows.
Let us know if you agree or disagree with any of our views. That's the point of the conversation. Join in.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.